Alright, live and recording. Swear to God, the Lions better beat the Bears this weekend.
The drink?
No, we're not gonna do that.
What was that?
I don't fucking know.
You here too?
Yeah. Oh, there's a video playing on my phone somehow. That's cool. All right, phone.
Just I'm laying it back a little bit. That way it's a little bit more level with you. Ooh. You ready for a new year?
Ready for lots of stuff. I'm ready for the world. I'm ready, Freddy. I'm ready, Eddie. I'm ready. Eddie. And then I am also ready for readiness.
I wish I had like a, what do they call it? The board. I could have had like a SpongeBob, I'm ready.
Eddie. Yeah.
Oh, that sore spot.
Oh, man.
It's Friday night, and you know what that means. There's an episode, the last episode of AEW TV for the year 2022. I'm just saying, and that guy over there.
Range of motions.
As always, here after our AEW Weekly TV, talk AEW with you. If you're watching this live, or you catch the VOD later, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. But also, in the description of the actual clip videos, you will always find a link to a Discord. Join us so we can talk wrestling.
I like talking about wrestling sometimes, you know. It's cool. It's fun. And then Discord, it's real fun. So come on in there.
And you'll actually get to see us talk about wrestling that we don't get to follow as much too sometimes. Chime in on the happenings around the world and the other companies.
Yeah, and so yeah, we talked a bit about AAA recently, obviously.
We had a whole nice long conversation about iconic music themes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're still all everybody has their everybody had their a different one, but you know, none of them were like, really? That's your choice? Everybody's was like, yeah. And I'm like, yep, that's iconic. Yeah, that's iconic. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that one. Yep.
We were going good until we got to probably like Disco Inferno and Ernest the Cat Miller.
Hey man, Disco Inferno. He brought out the disco fever though.
They will always be
Disco
fun. They'll just
fever.
never be the ones that you'll think of first.
Yeah.
Somebody call my mama.
Oh,
I loved Ernest Miller back in the day.
me too. I forgot that I liked him. He was like one of those things that was like packed away in the back of my head, and then I saw him again, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot about him."
I mean, he always had, and you knew it, his ceiling was limited, but it shouldn't have been like that limited because he was a good talker and he could move.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember watching the my dad like was wanting him off of TV for good after the eat your ass like a pot of collard greens line. My mom walked in. I remember this vividly as a little kid because that was hilarious to me. And my mom walked in and heard like that line, and she was like, "You need to stop letting him watch this. He's gonna start saying those kind of things, and you're gonna wonder where it's coming from."
If I remember correctly, dude.
My dad was like, "He is not about to be talking about eating ass."
Fast forward about 25 years later.
Like that's something you can't forget. Because I was like, wait, like my dad. First of all, my parents didn't cuss in front of me, so it was funny as shit to me because my dad said ass in front of me. Like as an adult, it's even funnier because now I know what eating ass is.
It's so weird just for me because the entire time, like, we've been old enough to kind of do our own traveling and stuff and hang out when it freely. Like, they were already separated. So, like, I never got to see, like, the parent dynamic for them.
Oh, yeah. Weird. That's all. Definitely weird. But they my parents. Speaking of parents, no, I'm just kidding.
Actually, hold on. Is there any? Holy
Shivani
had an interview with Darby and his dad.
Oh yeah, that was a very father and son interview. Darby just did the "What about me? What about Raven" thing again. Everybody doubted me because I was little.
Senior in high school, I weighed 115 pounds.
Mm-hmm. And then he was like, "Nobody believes in me. Nobody believes in me now." And then he's like, "Sting, do you even believe in me?"
And he's just like, what the fuck do you want me to say? Like, it's a lose-lose situation. If I say yes, you lose a chip on your shoulder, and you need that chip on your shoulder. If I say no, I just become another person who doubted you.
Yeah. So he answered in the best way possible. He's just like, it doesn't matter what I think. Just go do it. And like he sounded like Shia LaBeouf very briefly right there. Because he was yelling the entire time.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep, this is a dad speech for right here.
And he hypes up Joey. He's like, he's a killer and all this other stuff, which just for me knowing that they have extensive history in TNA/Impact, I'm like, at least it's not him talking about someone that he doesn't know. Like, no, he is very familiar with Joe.
Yeah, I forgot that they were both in teams.
Out of everyone in the company that's like actively wrestling, Jeff Jarrett's probably the only one that comes close.
Yeah. I say AEW's trying to get all these TNA guys.
So I'm trying to think. I mean, there is Jay Lethal, but I don't know how much, but I know being both feuded and ran with Joe, like they were the main event. Jay Lethal might have got there, but not nearly
probably
as much as Joe.
Yeah. Because, that was early on for him.
But also, if we don't want to include active wrestlers, then we can throw in Tony Schiavone and Big Show. Sorry, Paul White. As people seeing as known forever and wrestled against to know. Now, screw it. Jesse walked away. I'll just cover it while he's doing that. Lethal Team did have a little video backstage where they talk about it's time that they get that title match, and it's about time Jay Lethal gets some gold in AEW. Double J just basically says he has more time in this business in the showers than Max Caster has in the ring, and they're gonna have their title reign. Sanjay did a lot of barking at the beginning of the video too, but I didn't really catch much from it.
Yeah, there was nothing to it.
I just knew it was back to like kind of how we had started with like the screaming.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, oh, we're tired of waiting for gold. Really?
I mean, Jeff Jarrett's had how many matches?
Say Jeff Jarrett's been here for like a month. Tired of waiting for gold.
I mean, Lethal, like, I can get it from your side, but it's not like you haven't had title matches either.
Yeah. So you've lost your title matches, Jay. You've had I can't think of off the top of my head, but he's definitely had.
He faced Darby for the TNT title.
Mm-hmm.
Not Darby, Sammy. I believe as a babyface. I don't know, because I think he was heel already at the time. I don't know if he ever had a shot at Jericho during his open challenges for the Ring of Honor title. Because they were both heels, so it would have made as much sense, and I can't remember it.
I don't know.
Wait, when Gresham was in AEW for that short time, did Lethal get to face him? Before he lost it to Claudio?
I don't know.
That would also make sense, because Lethal had been the champion not that long prior. But yeah, they shouldn't be bitching when he just showed up.
Everything changes.
Alright. While he is completely green screened out of the picture, there was an interview where Lexi was backstage with the assistant and Preston Vance. He has some sort of Spanish name now, which I did not catch. But it might just be more of a situation like Rouge with El Toro Blanco, where it's, you know, you have a name, but then you also have another name. Give us, you know, the episode just aired, so I could probably catch it on Twitter in the very near future and come back with it next time we see him on TV. But he has Lexi, who he's facing next week, and neither of them know. But to get back to her original question, he has no remorse about belittling -1 to get all that heat. In fact, if he knew he'd get all this attention from it, he would have did it years ago.
Oh yeah, you're talking about 10 there, yeah. Or he's not 10 anymore. Sorry.
Preston Vance / whatever the Spanish name they gave him. Yeah. You got completely green screened out as you got up. I was like, I'll just take care of one of these other little segments that didn't really matter a ton. Kind of like how we expected to hear from Jamie Hayter.
We heard from Jamie Hayter, kind of.
Like a 30-second little video. Not even like a backstage interview promo or anything. Yeah, it was
when you advertise that there's going to be a segment with this person on Dynamite, at least give them more than 60 seconds.
Right, like this was the equivalent of not having Hook in action on your graphic cards promoting the show and then just throwing him in there for a squash match. That's okay.
It was almost like, shit, I don't remember what I was about to say. God damn it. My brain is not working. It's too late for me right now. I don't know. But yeah, no, it was almost like they advertised it more or longer than her segment was. Like, I thought I was getting, because what I've been wanting to know, and like she can obviously wrestle. What I've been wanting to know is she good on the mic? And I still don't know.
Like tonight, like it showed in short spurts, it's not at least boring, but yeah, it's a whole different story to be able to go out there and carry like a 5-minute promo.
Yeah, like I've been wanting to see her to get a real promo, and they just aren't doing it.
Like we're not even
I don't know if
asking.
That's gonna be her thing.
We're not even asking for an MJF thing. It's like 15 minutes. We just
yeah, we don't need that.
5. Can we get a good 5 minutes?
It should give her 2 minutes because they didn't even do that.
She says the Cheetah match. It was a main event. It was a war, and she's setting a tone for every Jamie Hayter match going forward.
Yeah,
Which cool because Hayter hits hard. That whole thing, it kind of all works together nicely.
Yeah, she hits hard.
But the end of this was just really about she doesn't care who Saraya brings on January the 11th for that tag team match.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think she's going to bring?
So I saw a prominent name in, we'll call it wrestling media, because journalism, some of it's fringe, right? On whether or not you want to call it journalism. But I saw one person say, if it's not Sasha/Mercedes, you need to find a way to squash people from having that expectation.
Yeah.
Because then you're setting the bar at a certain height that if it's not that answer, it's going to be a massive failure.
I don't. The media is trying to like make this bigger than it is, I think, then. Because, no.
Well, she's supposed to be in New Japan like just days prior, so everything's supposed to sound like, no, she's really available. I would kind of prefer if it's somebody that we've already seen.
Yeah.
Like Tony or Sheeta, like by your side, like hints that way at least. Do something to kind of squash it.
Yeah. So my thoughts on this were, it's either got to be a return or it's got to be someone new, but I wasn't thinking new like Sasha Banks star level new.
So if it's a return, like Tony, outside of coming back just at the end of that segment, like she had been gone for a minute since she lost to Jamie, so it's like, okay, there's that return, but I mean, it's been kind of quiet on the Thunder Rosa front for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, is we haven't heard anything about Thunder Rosa in a while. I don't know what was up with Chris Statlander's injury. She's the only other like bigger name that I could think of that could return at any time.
When was her most recent injury?
Statlander?
Like early summer? Maybe double or nothing time?
I feel like she was like, she was injured before Forbidden Door,
which was June 26th,
and then she was supposed to be in the Owen, but she was injured there. So that she's been gone for more like 7-8 months now, probably.
I'm not sure of the severity of it, but I think
I don't know what happened. I
think it was ACL or Achilles related, one of those major ones.
Oh, okay. It might be a while then.
Okay, so back in August, it says she expects to miss 6 to 8 months, but that was in August. Okay, so Statlander on August 13th said she completely tore her ACL and lateral meniscus.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be a bit then.
Wait, no, it says it was in August, so that would be after Forbidden Door and everything.
Really? So I thought she was gone before Forbidden Door.
Well, Forbidden Door was supposed to be when Tony got the title, and you thought Statlander was going to be the first one, or the one to take it from Tony, right? Or was it that you thought Statlander was going to take it?
I thought so because they were really building up Statlander before then, and remember Tony replaced Statlander in that match.
So it does say December 22nd. She says she's not cleared. But I mean, that's also, you know, cleared is a funny word to use because usually you don't want to use that word until you're kind of close.
Yeah.
But still, so she expected 6 to 8 months, and if that was August, that would put January at 5 months.
But yeah, it's gonna be a minute then still, I think. Or at least we can most likely say it wouldn't be her.
Now the nice thing is though, is if she goes like 8 months, they'll take her to like maybe she returns right after Revolution, and you can kind of take a few months to kind of build her back up to be in position for a good match at Double or Nothing next year.
Yeah.
I put down my phone as if I didn't need that for notes. But since we're talking about women's and champions, Jade Cargill was not the main event tonight, but she was the main event tonight.
Yeah. It was red versus blue.
So we had Jade versus Kiera Hogan for the TBS Championship in a not very well promoted match.
Yeah, there should have been something to this because it's Jade versus her like original sidekick here.
And considering you had more storytelling in this match, you think you could have did something a little bit more prominent for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I'm not sure how often I've seen her do this. I feel like this might have been the first time I've seen her do it, but at least do it this clean. But my hit of the night is actually going to be Jade Cargill hitting Kiera with a choke slam. Especially versus the shorter opponents, and Jade having that size differential. It's nice to see moves used that, you know, take advantage of that size differential. I mean, Jaded's cool and all, but chokeslam, when you're much bigger, looks so much better.
That chokeslam was nice. It was devastating. It looked like Kiera's gonna feel that tomorrow.
I think the only downside is the only thing that took away from the chokeslam at all was the fact that you could tell that Jade is not 7 feet tall.
Oh yeah. I mean, she's taller than the other women, but yeah, definitely not a 7-footer. Because it ain't no Big Bill chokeslam.
Because there's that spectacle when you can see somebody being held like clearly above like the turnbuckles and everything. Especially when you have some of the more athletic guys that can really, really jump for it, or Big Bill who can hold certain guys just in the air, no issue. But
yeah.
Form, everything. It was nice looking.
But yeah, that was nasty. I agree with you. That was almost my choice there.
So we've talked about it a little bit recently over the last couple of Jade matches, and some of it's having, some of it's going to matter on the opponent. But Kira, I've been looking forward to the time where we get to see her wrestle on TV more regularly, and there was some things done in this match that showed both Kira's skill and also the fact of how much Jade has improved in the ring over like the last year.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Jade's looking better, and Kiera got to show that she is good. Like, she was already this good. We just didn't get to see it.
So at one point, Jade has Kira like held up high for a suplex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holding her up, and Kira is able to counter it, drop her weight back down, and they rolled it almost seamlessly into a small like package.
Yeah, that was clean.
That's the kind of thing that would be terribly clunky with Jade, maybe even just 6 months ago.
Yep, I agree. She's getting better. She's getting better and better. And she's already got what you can't teach.
The it factor.
Yeah. I think Kiera Hogan also has that. And we're going to get to see it in the future, I think. Just, let this story with Red Velvet and Kiera going against the baddies, like, let this marinate a little bit. Let it build up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want a good storyline out of this instead of just, oh, everybody split up. It's done.
Because a little bit later, Jade actually hits a pump kick on Kiera, which she kicks out from the pin and then rolls out of the ring. Layla grabs and is holding up Kiera for Jade to wind up a big old slap, and Velvet catches it. Just starts.
It's like, nah, you ain't doing that. And Aubrey is watching the whole time.
Right.
Just watching. Just like, oh yeah, guys, go ahead. This is a no DQ match now.
I wonder, like, I was sitting there wondering, I'm like, position wise, it was kind of obvious that it was coming.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she was definitely gonna stop her.
Like, yeah, we don't have to really worry about, is there going to be a DQ here, which AEW doesn't really do anyway, but yeah. Anyway,
that gave Kiera time to get some offense in.
I will say, like, there may have not been very distinct chants, but the crowd was reacting to this match, so that was nice to hear.
Yeah. I mean, it was Rampage, so the crowd's dead by that time. So any reactions during after being at a Rampage now, like any reactions at Rampage, I'm like, oh, okay, people like that. It's just like light clapping. It's like, oh yeah, they like that, because we turned straight to like Japanese fans by Rampage because we're like tired, and we just clap.
Oh yeah,
yay!
When we went back in June by Rampage, it was nope. I'm sitting in my seat and I'll just clap from here. I'm not standing up unless something crazy happens.
Yep, just like this was like we turn into like Japanese wrestling fans, because I hear they it's a lot more modest over there. They stay seated more and applaud rather than yell.
So there was rules about stuff with it for a while. I actually read, I think that Wrestle Kingdom this year, the rule about like openly being loud and cheering or whatever is going away. But yeah, I'm not, like, when I watched it,
what's a rule?
When Jericho went over there, they were still like more It was definitely more like a performance, like going to a play kind of thing.
That's what I've gathered from it, yes. From the little bits that I've seen of New Japan, and then some of DDT random clips.
But the weird thing about this, Jade ends up winning with Jaden anyway. But they advertised there's going to be a tag team match coming up with Sky Blue teaming with Kiera Hogan versus Red Velvet and Jade. But
yeah,
so is this where, because we talked about it recently, are they gonna give Jade her first loss, but just not have her be the one who gets pinned?
Yeah, I think she's gonna lose this, or well, as a tag team. Yep, they're losing a tag match.
Yes, yeah, this match was clearly built on, can they work together? Are they still together? Because Red walked out on them tonight while Jade was celebrating her win.
Yeah, it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. Red Velvet and Kiera Hogan versus Jade and Layla. It's gonna need to be the next thing.
So, was it just me, or did it seem like Jade was looking for Red to join her in celebrating after the match? Then
yes.
She catches her on there. I'm like, what makes you think she's gonna celebrate after she like stopped you from slapping your opponent?
Yeah, she's done with your shit. You know what I'm saying? Although Jay's been talking kind of crazy lately, so I get it. I'd be out of there too if I was them.
So it's gonna be Kiera and Red that bring Lil Bow Wow to AEW TV.
Oh man,
that's the long-term story playing.
Yeah, I wonder how this. I wonder how AEW feels about bringing rappers on there now.
Oh yeah. Hey, to be fair, from what I saw before, Lil Bow Wow could look at Jade and say, "You're a big motherfucker."
Yeah, he could. She sure is big compared to him. Oh, that would be great. Like, again?
Tony Khan's just done with musical acts. Like, all right, Jericho, you no longer can go tour with Fozzy while you're under AEW contract. No more musicians. Swerve, no more recording music. Everyone's done. Orange Cassidy, that special license for your awesome music, gone.
But are you gonna kill Caster's gimmick and turn him into the Good Father?
Oh my God, I didn't even think about how the Acclaim would just be dead.
Yeah. This is an alternate universe that I don't like. All I picture is the Acclaimed as, dang it, what was that faction called?
Right to Censor.
Right to Censor, yeah. I just remember the Good Father. But yeah, I just picture them being the Right to Censor.
The only thing that sucks about you pointing out the Acclaimed would be ruined is the fact that I had made a segue to go to Orange Cassidy. I didn't even do it on purpose. It was a complete accident. I was like, oh yeah, speaking of licensed music and Orange Cassidy.
Cassidy. He faced Trent at the beginning of the show.
Rampage started with two best friends going at it, which was the story of the majority of the match. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, they were actually going at it. Like, going at it. This was a good wrestling match.
But, like, Trent was in more of a position of, like, really? Like, you're my friend and you want to fight? And Orange Cassidy was just taunting that shit out of him.
Yeah. I don't know. Orange Cassidy likes a good fight. He likes doing nothing and fighting. I feel like he's just an anime character wrestler now.
Yeah. It's just every time he went to do one of his Orange Cassidy like taunts, there was always a look on Trent's face like, you're really gonna disrespect your friend right now? Like, really?
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna do this? Yeah, like fight me, little bitch.
I think that showed by the end of the match because,
Oh yeah,
yeah, he was not happy with Orange Cassidy after the match. But that also could be more so to
that
do with
might.
how it finished.
Yeah, that might have to do with outside interference more than anything, and his ability to capitalize on it.
Before we get to the real outside interference, the little stuff with the best friends. Well, like Chuck and Danhausen. Because I can't remember who went out first. I think it was Orange Cassidy. They held up just nicely. Nothing to it. And then at one point, Trent went to do a dive out onto Orange Cassidy. And he moved. And Chuck just basically caught him and held him up and they did the hug.
You gotta, if it's best friends, you gotta have a hug in there somewhere.
Yeah, especially since Orange Cassidy or Trent signaled to do it in the ring, and Orange Cassidy ducked it and like faked him out.
That's what I said. It's dog eat dog world out here when you're going for the belts.
But the last time that one of them ended up outside the ring like that, it was Orange Cassidy hitting the floor. Danhausen went over to him and did some Orange Cassidy kicks to him, and Orange Cassidy's like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Dog. Yeah. Oh, when they were going at it, that little sequence with the counters from the pile driver and then Orange Cassidy hits the Mitsunoku driver.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that graphic, dog. That shit was dope.
Good.
Orange Cassidy hit that. When Orange Cassidy hit the Mitsunoku driver on Trent, bruh. That was my most memorable moment from tonight.
I remember watching it as it happened, and from the angle you were at, you could see how close Trent was to being just straight up dropped on his head, because you're looking right at it and you see him curl at like the very last second.
Yeah, that was scary looking. I loved it though, because it was scary looking. Basically, if it looks scary, I like it. And between these two, there's going to be a lot of like head, neck type of things because Trent loves his pile drivers and Orange Cassidy. DDTs and pile drivers too.
Because let's see, I know Trent hit at least the corner pile driver where he pulls them up. I know he hit a tombstone pile driver.
Yep.
I know he went for another pile driver. I think he hit a regular pile driver too, didn't he?
Yeah. The only one he didn't get was like his
Storm Zero.
The one that he uses. Yeah, that one. I guess. I think. Yeah. I think that's the one that he uses as the finisher.
It kind of looks like a beach break, except he captures him in the legs.
Mm-hmm.
I will. Yeah. Storm Zero is either his finisher or it's Tony Storm's, but I'm pretty sure they both have
Tony Storm's.
I'm pretty sure they both have Storm in the name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tony Storm's is the Storm Zero. Because I remember the name.
Strong Zero.
I feel like his is Strong's.
Yeah, his is Strong Zero.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah, I feel like I definitely wouldn't have heard the name of his enough to remember it. So hers has to be the one that's Storm.
Yeah. Well, they both have to have a fucking zero in it.
Because you gotta
start with
pile drivers and zeros, dog. They go together like lamb and tuna fish.
It is worth mentioning at this point that your commentary team is not your normal team because Paul White and Kip Sabian's out there right now.
Uh-huh.
And also Penelope Ford starts to make her way down to the ring towards the end of this match and distracts Trent into a beach break kick out. Orange Punch. win. And Trent was not happy about this.
Yeah, Trent was not happy that Orange Cassidy capitalized on that.
But
I don't know if it's I like this the dissension there. I don't think that their group would split or anything like that. I think this is just going to be playing into the story a little bit but Kip was really happy about it as he was dancing his way down to the ring to get ready for his segment.
That's what I was going to go with it. He's just in there just dancing his way right past Orange Cassidy as he walks up the ramp to Orange Cassidy's music, just having a good old time.
Yeah, he's like, good job winning. All right, I'm going to the ring.
Because Kip faced somebody.
Yeah, they didn't tell you who that somebody was.
Yeah, he was just in the ring.
It was a guy. Was it Exodus Prime? No, it wasn't.
Was it like a commercial break before, since the match just ended? They just came right back and both guys were in the ring. And it was like bell and punches thrown as soon as we came back.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, because we had one segment in the middle. And then they were just like, here's a squash match for you with the sloppiest orange punch you're ever going to see.
Because when Penelope was down, she actually kind of gathered Orange Cassidy's glasses and elbow pad just underneath the turnbuckle, and they left without it. So he threw on his elbow pad and did it. So exciting.
Did he put on the glasses?
I don't remember the glasses being on.
Yeah, he didn't. I was like, he should have put the glasses on at least after the match. And then give a half thumbs up.
So there was a quick little video, and it was right before the main event. It had Mark Sterling and the Varsity Athletes, I think is what the group was called.
Yes.
No one has varsity in it, but here's where my mind went at first. It's right before the main event, which has Swerve. I thought we were going to get Mark Sterling in his petition.
That's what my mind went to. So they were like, main event coming up next, and then they brought out Mark Sterling, and I was like, is he bringing back the band Swerve petition? No, he's not. They're just mad at Bryan Danielson.
I'm trying to even remember a rhyme and a reason.
I honestly don't know. I just know that they're pissed at him. And Tony Nese is going to face Bryan Danielson.
When Danielson goes home. Yeah. Next week when they're up in Washington.
Yeah.
Speaking of Swerve, the main event was him versus Wheeler Yuta. Anything of note on your end from the main event promo?
Just that it was real goofy to me because Yuta's just standing there trying to look tough, and he's not really tough looking. And Mox did all the talking.
that was my first part. Is Mox did the talking.
And then Swerve was like, yeah, the Mogul affiliates are going to be the most violent team in 2023. Who cares about the BCC?
And then Yuta just basically gets the over hyped, emphatic, like, let's fight kind of topper.
Yeah. He's like, oh, violence. Now that's what we're all about. Ooh. Like, yeah, that's what he just said. He knows you guys are about violence. But the Mogul affiliates are going to be more violent, apparently.
Because he goes, what happens to the BCC? You guys have lost a couple of members recently. Me, on the other hand, I got rid of my guy who couldn't get with the Vision.
Yep. It's ready. dog.
I realized very quickly in this match, this was just to kind of put a spotlight on Swerve. Like, oh, they're putting on a good worker with him just so Swerve can look really good in his solos.
Oh yeah, they were. That's legitimately all they did in this match. It was a whole lot of mat wrestling, which I like. But yeah, they wanted to show off the skills, like the skills that they haven't let Swerve really show in AEW yet. But you have definitely seen from Yuta. So that's what this was for, and it worked.
It clicked in my head as soon as you asked if it was a title match. I was like, oh yeah, that's why this is going this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we've got to see Swerve do all the crazy athletic stuff, but it was just, more of a complimentary style to being the, Keith Lee being a powerhouse, as opposed to, how expansive is his whole repertoire.
Yeah. And then, yeah. This was just saying, hey, Swerve's got it all. He's got the moves, like Jagger. But yeah, everything in this match was just so clean.
There's one thing I was a little bit surprised by, which is towards the end we get a ref bump, right? Which is going to allow cheating. He has this brand new faction that we don't know. I thought the ref going down, the faction would be getting involved.
Yeah. Me too. That was my first thought. It was, okay, here's time for one of those two mean-looking white guys to get in the ring and choke slam him or whatever one of their finishers is. Like something. Nope. He just kicked him in the balls.
Yeah, so Swerve had been going for a JML driver, got blocked by Wheeler with elbow strikes, which, backed him into the ref. They went to do, Yuta into the cornering, went to do that up and over with the guy charging in behind him. And Swerve just stops and field goals right through the uprights.
Yeah. 3 points. 3 points. Definitely 3 points there.
Yeah, because there was a 3 count with another JML driver attempt. This time it connects.
I like that JML driver. That's a good move.
I love it. I also used to really like that kick that he does.
Yeah, the that thing. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Jumping side thrust kick, I guess.
Yeah, I like that too.
He finished a lot of people with it when watching him before AEW, but I've quickly realized here it's just going to be like you're going to get a 2.99 on this.
Or maybe if it's a jobber, you'll get the win with it.
Serpentico, where are you? Exodus Prime.
Yeah. Let's say yes. They gave Serpentico the rest of the year off on squashes. All right. It's going to be a new Serpentico next year.
Action Andretti has already surpassed that level.
Yeah, he's already got a better rep than Serpentico. Poor Serpentico. I love you, man. Thank you for doing what you do.
I mean, Action Andretti beat Chris Jericho in his debut. That's the same guy who beat The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the same night. You can only imagine how amazing Action Andretti is.
He's the best. I wonder what they're going to do with that guy. Just seems like it's just like I feel like they give him this win over Jericho, and you could just I don't know, give a guy a win over Jericho, which gives him all the momentum, and then they'll probably do nothing with it because it's AEW. That seems to be the case.
That might just be This might be his time to just get his like a little bit of recognition before you try to focus on him more regularly. Like if he got to be in a regular position on like Ring of Honor or Dark.
Yeah. Dark sounds more like
It's
more
kind of
like where it's gonna go.
It's kind of like what I wondered about Hook all the time. Is like, man, treat his TV appearances as a rarity and something special, but you got to find a way to get him work behind the scenes that people aren't seeing. This is all about mystery for him. It's around every single week. Now you just need to have a freaking story and good matches.
Please. Because every single time I'm just like, okay, it's Hook, whatever.
Wait, sorry, no, they mentioned at least one match for Battle of the Belts next weekend. I don't remember what that match was.
I also have no idea.
I can't think of anything that sticks out in my head. Oh, it was probably Kip and Orange.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Actually, as I'm saying it, I think I even remember the graphics card being that. I could see... No, because it's only next week. I'm not sure if... Are we far enough to throw Lee Moriarty versus Hook on there? Or is that going to be a little bit further?
That might be a little bit further. I'm trying to look it up, but I don't see anything on it yet.
Wait, was that when the Acclaimed versus Triple J was going to be? I feel like that might have been a regular episode of like Dynamite or next Rampage, but I can't remember. Just trying to think through the titles on what else could be on Battle of the Belts.
So yeah, but yeah, Kip Sabian and Orange Cassidy was one.
Darby and Joe's on Dynamite, so that's not going to be it.
This doesn't confirm anything else.
Claudio's not really in anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's all the news just says the first match is Orange Cassidy, Kip Sabian, so I don't know if anything else has been booked.
So basically, we're going to get 1 to 2 matches announced on Dynamite because there's no way in hell they can wait till Rampage to announce it when the show's right after.
Oh, fuck no. Yeah, we're definitely going to get them on Dynamite. Please have a title change at Battle of the Belts. Stop calling it Battle of the Belts. If there's never going to be a title change.
So, we'll have to probably talk about it in between now and then. But by next Wednesday, we should hopefully have it figured out what the hell we're going to do. Because I know we talked about it recently, neither one of us is going to want to do all this after being up even later to watch it. So whether we do it Saturday or...
Yeah, we'll talk about that. And we'll let you guys know. But
hopefully on Wednesday I'll be able to do that one. It may, if I can find the stupid information to be able to log in, to be able to maybe watch on my computer. Fuck, it may end up just being a live watch along to it. And that way we can be on streaming our normal time, but just do it watch along instead for both Rampage and. But I would have to figure out how to be able to hear that audio, but make sure that audio doesn't go stream. But I should be able to do that easily enough.
Leaving you.
So that covers Trent and Orange Cassidy, Kip and the Jobber.
There's only one thing left on the show.
If it's what I think it is, I don't think we need to talk about it.
Yeah. Mox is waiting for Hangman on January 11th. End of story.
The sad part is, in a normal situation, because it's an in-ring segment and all that other stuff, it's something worth covering. But it was like, damn it. Like, I just knew it was the Mox thing.
Yep, that was it. I just summed it up. We're good.
Yeah. And he just...
Hangman better get cleared.
Outside of that, it's the same thing he's been saying to Hangman for weeks about, you really want to fight again? Last time I left you knocked out.
Yeah. Yeah. Go see your doctors.
I respect Moxley for what he's done over like the past year. Kind of being there to help carry the load when shit hits the fan in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't understand why he's one of the most popular people.
Because he knocked Hangman into another dimension.
I've never... WWE is part of the Shield. He was the one I looked forward to whenever they were going to split up. But once they all did split up, and since that, even into AEW, it's just like, yeah, you don't really entertain me so much. Although, if we start having contests, and would be really fun to do with Discord down the line, if it's ever really open and active, open wagers on how long it takes Moxley to bleed in a match.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that.
Or just
That'll be fun.
Find a way to put like polls in there. It's like, will he bleed within the first 3 minutes? 4 to 8, 8 to 12. It really is going to depend on how many options that they give us, how big the time frames were. But heavy money should always be on early.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that 4 to 8 would be where my money would be at most of the time, depending on who he's facing. Like I'd imagine when this Hangman thing happens, I'm gonna go with the 0 to 3.
Well, honestly, I would kind of almost look at it the other way. If it's against Hangman, you know the match is going to last longer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
the match is going to get more time.
When he faces somebody who sucks and it's only 10 minutes and he has to bleed.
Yeah. That's true. So yeah, that might be right. 4 to 8. 4 to 8 might be the way to go there too. That was going to be my guess all the way around.
Honestly, I feel like the story whenever those two fight should actually be the opposite. It should be Mox beating up Hangman for the majority of the match.
Yeah. I think that's what it'll be.
Now the real question is, who's going to win this time and who was actually scheduled to win last time?
Well, Mox was supposed to win last time.
Oh yeah, that he was champion at the time. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But I think Hangman's probably supposed to win this time. It would surprise me a bit if Moxley won.
Because it just kind of feels also like Mox is out here kind of floundering with nothing to do, but he was also supposed to be on vacation however long ago.
Yeah. So yeah, they probably don't have any like
this was probably
story he had.
And this was just something easily that you could circle back to, all things considered.
Right. So this is what it is for him right now.
And I hope
with Hangman.
And I hope
over
after
who is the GOAT. The AEW GOAT.
Because after Hangman got his championship run and he has a little bit of stories with like Adam Cole and going in Forbidden Door, like there's not been a super ton of strong story for Hangman either. But I don't mind that because when you know how to cycle people in and out, it's a nice thing. But at the same time, Mox doesn't lose that much. I want to see Hangman win. What I really want to see is Hangman use the Deadeye as a finisher, but that's a different story.
Yeah, now you're getting picky.
I just feel like the lariat takes way too long.
It does. But hey, man, if the people's elbow got over, then the buckshot lariat's gonna be fine.
But you had the Rock at the rock bottom before, which was a more sudden thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even get to see Hangman do the Deadeye all that much anymore. I think he busted out in those like really long matches where he's struggling, like, oh, what do they have to do?
Yeah. Then he'll hit a Deadeye, then a buckshot lariat for the win.
Because I think the last time I remember the Deadeye finishing a match for Hangman was when he did that barbed wire crown Deadeye to Adam Cole off the apron through a table. I think it was a last man standings match too.
Even to think, I might not have watched that episode.
You remember when it was the Adam versus Adam feud?
Nope.
I'm 90% sure it was during Hangman's championship reign.
Okay.
He had a couple of matches with Adam Cole, and the one that allowed for like no DQ or whatever it was, he grabbed some barbed wire, wrapped it around his head, and it was right around Easter this year. That's when it was.
Easter this year?
Yeah, because they were talking about how it was kind of fucked up that they did a Jesus-like thing right around Easter.
Oh. I don't know why I don't remember that.
Yeah, they did barbed wire
Probably the
head.
Tokes. It's the Tokes.
I think that's the last time I saw it finishing a match, though.
Yeah, it's definitely the top rope token.
But speaking of finishing, it's about 12:30 in the morning. We've officially been live longer than AEW Rampage was on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that you want to see in 2023 from AEW? Go wild with it.
A belt on Willow Nightingale.
I had a feeling that's where it was going.
Also a belt on Swerve.
If I had to pick one person who needs to get a belt and needs to get a belt fast, Ricky. Although now it kind of feels like the TNT's almost below him, like they kind of skipped a step.
What else I want to see in 2023?
I
want to see the JAS breakup.
What I really want to see in 2023 is the return of Adam Cole, baby.
Hey.
So,
Hey.
hopefully you're healthy soon.
Yeah, hopefully he can get back.
And as far as a woman, if it's not Willow, give that TBS title to Kiera.
Yeah, I definitely want to see, assuming that Jade's in-ring work is going to keep improving the way it has, I want to eventually see her drop that TBS belt next year and start on the path to the Women's World Championship.
See,
She can drop the belt to Kiera or Willow.
just depending on who or how we see Jamie at the end of her championship reign, her championship reign may end with her as a complete babyface. Right now, it's kind of a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But I know there's gotta be. I feel like there's gotta be at least one more babyface champion between Jamie and Jade.
Mm, yeah. That's, see, that's why I feel like they're banking on Statlander's return. Because,
But she was even going kind of heelish before she got hurt. But she's returning, so who knows?
yeah, because, yeah, she's like the only other name that I can think of
But that would
that
set
we've
it,
got already.
but that would set it up where Jade could be drop the TBS title in like the first like 4 or 5 months of 2023. Go away for like the summer and be, world champion by the end of 2023.
Yeah, and then that way you can set up this whole thing of, because what they were doing with Chris Statlander before she got hurt was just making her look like this unstoppable beast. You go ahead and go right back to that, but then always Jade is going to one up that just because look at her. So that can always be the story of, well, Jade is bigger.
I would like to see 1 month, maybe not all on Dynamite or anything like that, but just I would like to see a small, consistent run of more evil Danhausen. Just to kind of flesh that side of him out. Like, have somebody really fuck him over and get him angry. Where it takes weeks to get his revenge. Obviously, I don't
Like that. I would like to see the Dark Danhausen.
I don't need him like featured in some kind of major way, but just a small little story over a few weeks, I'm good with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one more thing that I want for 2023. Stop giving all the wins to the old guys. Start letting some of these younger guys get some wins on these old guys that don't need the wins.
One more thing for 2023. Quit going to Chicago all the fucking time. If you're coming this way, come to Detroit a little bit more than once in your history.
Yeah, come on back. Come on back. You know that shit was hype. Y'all want to come back.
Because by the end of 2024, y'all don't have pay-per-views that often, so I can't be too demanding about that. But by the end of 2024, if you haven't had a pay-per-view here, I'll be pissed.
Yeah, come on. You could hear the crowds here. Bring us back more AEW.
Because that's one thing I will say. I feel like being at All Out, the crowd probably had better moments. But start to finish of at least Dynamite, the crowd from an overall perspective was better in Detroit.
Yeah, because there was times. I mean, it's also a much bigger arena here too, but there was times when it was just like deafening. Like when Christian was being booed, you had no idea what was going on. Like he was trying to talk, but I had no idea what was being said.
Yeah, I remember not catching much of it. It was kind of like when MJF was first returning, like going back, waiting for the hush in our video of the crowd so that way we could actually hear the voicemail, or like when he first comes on the screen and talks about being the devil himself. Like you only get to hear like the end of the word devil and himself, because you had to wait for the crowd to kind of like be like, oh shit, we have to listen.
Yeah, the crowd's too hyped. I don't know. But I'm with you, man. AEW, come to Detroit. Final answer. Most important thing. I take back everything else I said. Come to Detroit.
At least twice a year. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, not going to be greedy about a pay-per-view next year, but within the next 2 years, for the love of God. Always been a good crowd. That was my leg. I'm so broken.
Oh.
Have a happy new year, everybody.
Happy New Year. We'll see you guys on the other side of the year.
Woo, 2023.